Well, hey everybody, this is Chris DiFurio with Keys to the Shop. Welcome to another edition of Shift Break. Today's episode is brought to you by La Marzocco, who's been creating espresso machines by hand since 1927. They are putting out some of the most innovative, technologically advanced, and dependable espresso machines, and they have been for quite some time. Machines like the Strata X, which is the most technologically advanced espresso machine on the market. It features mass-based profiling that ties the pressure curve you set to a designated espresso beverage weight on the built-in scales. It can automatically adjust the pressure curve. It has independent boilers and motors in each group head, uses straight-in portafilters with auto steam purge for better workflow, and has a smart saturation feature that automates pre-infusion based on group head pressure. This is all in one machine, but it's just one example of many different kinds of machines that La Marzocco makes that fit your desires specifically, whether it's super technologically advanced or straight ahead simple. La Marzocco makes it easy for you to make amazing espresso continuously in your cafe. So go and visit them at lamarzocousa.com for more information, or email info@lamarzocousa.com and talk to one of their salespeople. They'll get you situated with the right machine for your cafe, whether that's the Strata X or anything else on offer. Check them out again over at lamarzocousa.com. Today's episode is also brought to you by the wonderful folks over at Rattleware. Their products are created for use in commercial environments by professionals, highly functional, durable, and allow the user to focus on the result. If you need small wares and equipment for back bar and you want it to last and you want it to be dependable, Rattleware is the company that you should be looking at. They understand the task and know how the tools will be used. And these are all well-designed tools at a fair price, reliable, and allow you to have efficiency and organization of your cafe operations. And that's what Rattleware is all about. So whether you're talking about whisks, steam pitchers, tampers, knockboxes, brushes, all of those kinds of smallwares that you need to run a cafe, go check them out over at rattleware.com. See what they have on offer. Again, go ahead and visit them over at rattleware.com. Okay, everybody. Well, today I wanted to give a little bit of an encouragement to those of you who are managers. And the encouragement is this. You, when you enter into this position, have a couple of things going on. One, you want to do a good job and you want to get familiar with the lay of the land as it regards your job description, the thing that your boss or you and your boss wrote up for you. You want to make sure you're knocking that out of the park. So it's about figuring out how to organize your week to actually prioritize those first things and following through on what we have on paper for what you're doing every week, getting really, really good at those things. And by necessity, because the first job of a manager is to do the first job of a manager, it's also necessary to sort of put on the back burner some of the things that you are really hoping to do in that position. Now, you could have been somebody who either you worked in a coffee bar before or you worked at that specific coffee bar before, and you were thinking, as soon as I get into a position of management, I'm going to change things, or I am going to fix this, or I'm going to be this way. I'm going to have time to fill in the blank, whatever it is. But the problem is that life gets in the way. And that's kind of the problem for all of us, is that there's always something that we have to do that's necessary, and it's good. We don't want to curse the thing that we're doing that's necessary and good because if we're not able to do the thing we really want to do. And maybe the thing we want to do is actually necessary, especially in our mind. I am just a perfect example of this, where in management positions, I think some of the projects that I want to take on relate to improving conditions. And I think I can draw a thick, clear line right from my idea to better coffee shop, better business, less turnover. It's such a great idea, but I got to do the schedule, but I got to cover a shift, but fill in the blank, right? And so we get constantly frustrated because we've got this sometimes maybe a lengthy list of things that we really want to accomplish in our role. And it's almost as though it's put purposefully out of our reach. And the thing that's holding me back is the job itself. And actually, I thought the job itself would be the thing that would bring it closer to me. Like I could do those things. And you're not wrong, but it's a game of patience. You'd be tempted to think that you're doing a bad job as a manager if you don't do all of the good things you think to do or the great ideas that you come up with that you want to do with your authority and your given role. Again, you do have to do the job itself, the main tasks and necessities. And sometimes on a week to week basis, that could be all you do. And the project that you think will really make a difference is put on the back burner again. And that causes you to feel a little bit sad. And therefore, I'm not doing a good job. And not to be too repetitive here, but you will curse the things that you're doing as being in the way of the things you want to do. Well, the trick here is to build your capacity and efficiencies and effectiveness in the main things and hold with an open hand those projects that will come when you gain capacity from your efficiencies in the things that are necessary. You don't want to become efficient in something that's not necessary, but you want to be doing the right things very well and then create margin around those things that allow you to do other good things too. But what we often will do is we will sacrifice the necessary and the good for the thing that we have in our mind as a project that is sort of like our stamp, our fingerprint, my impact on this business. It's, Chris's idea that it's not just the schedule or the inventory. It's a new program for signature drinks that I want to bring into reality. And, subconsciously I'm thinking, and that's going to show them just how valuable I am. Your value in this construct of a cafe, not as a human being, don't get it twisted, in this cafe is based on your job performance in the core necessary tasks. And as time or opportunity is afforded, by either circumstance or innovating ways to do that from your boss giving you the green light on things, you will be able to do other projects. But don't get discouraged if you can't do everything you want to do as a manager and you're only doing the things that you have to do as a manager. Because the have-tos are necessary. And it's how you go about the everyday tasks of management that aren't exciting necessarily. They're not you. Oh, that's so you. It's not like that, okay? But you can make an incredible difference with how you approach those tasks and who you become while you pursue those things that aren't necessarily exciting but necessary will determine the success of the things that eventually you might get to do. The new program, the retooling of an SOP or a training, an onboarding process, a excursion to a coffee farm or a roastery or something that you have in your mind like that's novel, that's fun, that's exciting, and therefore I need to do it right away. Give yourself some time to mature into the type of person who's proven themselves in the foundational levels of the position, and then you will kind of earn the opportunity to take on other things. But don't let yourself get down and out because you can't accomplish everything you want to. You might have a period of a year or two before one or two or three of those things that you have in your head as I really want to change these things can actually be accomplished because change takes a long time. And unless you are one of the original people in this business and it's a brand new business, there's probably going to be some resistance and there's going to be some adjustment and retooling of muscle memory and follow up and training and all of the stuff that comes with change. And you need to develop resiliency in the basics before you can be successful in the things that are, again, good, but maybe not right away the things that you should be spending your time doing. And so you're not a bad boss or a bad manager because you can't revolutionize things right away when you get your newfound authority or your new position. But you are closer to being able to do those things if you take what you have now in that role and be amazing as a person, as a leader within it, and grow from there. That's how you do things sustainably. It's really how you make a difference in the long run. And you're going to feel way better about how you do your job and who you are as you do your job as a result. So, just some encouragement to you in that. And I hope that it's helpful. Thanks again for listening, everybody, to these episodes. Go ahead and subscribe, share the show on social media. And as always, I'll see you next week for another edition of Shift Break, from keys to the shop.